Hey, Stormer or Demos Alliance, it's me, Speedpaints, coming to a video. In this video, I am actually doing another round of turning MHA characters into Golems. I've already turned all of Class 1A characters, but in this video, I turned, get this, 3 heroes and 1 villain into Golems, and I also alluded to a, future video I want to do. Well, let's get into this video and roll intro, and let's go. Like and subscribe if you enjoy this video. Okay, I know it's been a while since I went over Golems last, but all these are actually relatively powerful. They are on par with the Crackling Crystal Golem. That one still shakes me up a little because of how powerful it can be. Sorry. The first one I'm looking at actually shares similar powers to the Crackling Crystal. But I still remember this one case of the Crackling Crystal having multiple abilities. It's like its crystals were passed down from other types of golems. I'm gonna have to talk to that guy again. Yeah, I do talk to some creatures every now and again. How's the thing I get most of my information? Brute forcing it out of them? No, I do research and I talk to them. My brother does all of his research from talking. And he mostly just categorizes monsters that are relatively intelligent, while I hunt monsters that aren't that intelligent, but are sometimes really intelligent. Anyway, let's get to the first one. This first one can also be found in Japan, like all these. This is actually the strongest we're looking at today. This one is known as the Mighty Ultra Crystal Golem, or Mighty Crystal Golem. The reason why this one's called that is because of its strength-enhancing crystals. Weirdly, it has 2 on its head, like horns, but people sometimes say it looks like bunny ears. And the hands are actually crystals as well. And the feet, half the bottom legs are also crystal. And I have done some tests with the thing's permission. I asked him to go around half power, and he changed the freaking weather. Yeah. And that was only around half power. I can only imagine how destructive it could be at around 100% power. The Crackling Crystal Golem could easily combat that, and it's literally stated, yeah, those guys are able to take us out. They're stronger than us. They're just distant relatives. That guy scares us, to be honest. I tried asking about the Crackling Crystal, that was known as Izuku, or better known as Stone or Crystal Power, because I've done research and he said there's one of us that wasn't born with powers, nothing more. So I kind of don't really have anything on that. Other than I asked about the what's the ones on his ears on the top of his head for. He said those actually spread the energy across our bodies a lot more, but we can isolate our appendages, and more or less these just give it a boost. So yeah, according to what I found out, the ones on his head are for boosting, while the other ones are for hitting and kicking. The ones on his feet are actually able to increase his speed quite a bit. He mostly refers to punches, though. Well, this type of golem does refer to punches. They are known as the Saviors of Japan. That's their nickname from the locals. But they mostly share the nickname Mighty Crystal Golem. Most people refer to him as that. The crystals are actually are weirdly yellow, but they do. But the center, it's at the center of it is most of it is gray. But the centerpiece is like someone painted on it. It has red, white, and blue stripes below the head, like going in a circle like a bib. It's quite weird, but it's more or less a signature for them. So that way, if someone finds one of them underground or something, they know not to be afraid. It's not something that's really evil. It's someone that will save them. So, yeah. These golems are really powerful. I asked him what happens if they got full power. He said, in our prime, we were able to level about a mountain easily. Like, completely eviscerate it. But he said, even in our weakened states, we're able to change the weather at 0.5%, about 50% power. I asked him if they're able to go above 100%. He said, yeah, for short bursts. And it has a risk of cracking our crystals to the point they can't be fixed. It will take a while to heal. And the crackling crystals share that similar thing, but it's more or less a lot worse for one other. I will talk about him. Actually, remember correctly, yeah. I have a story about him. Let's get to the next one. The second one I'm looking at looks quite unremarkable. And I forgot to mention the last one weighs around 2 tons and stands at around 7 feet tall. This one stands at around a nice 5'7". So pretty tall, but by golem standards, actually relatively short. And and it has 2 abilities, which is quite weird, but not unheard of, to be honest. This one's main power is the ability to cancel out other golems' abilities. I'm pretty sure if it looked at the crackling crystal, it would just fall apart right then and there. But the energy is weakened for them. This golem is known as the power-stopping crystal golem, or power-stopping golem for short. There's a human golem hybrid out there that goes by Eraser, or Crystal Eraser, because his eyes actually have some crystals around them that look like eye bags. But I will go into my brother. Actually, remember correctly, we have stories about those guys. They're really powerful, trust me. But anyways, back to this one. That's not their only ability. If they're having to fight an opponent that's physically stronger than them, they do actually cancel out the powers, but then also use their second ability that allows them to control the rocks around them, but mostly around their neck area. These rocks are actually somewhat appear out of thin air, but sometimes are made from the surrounding rocks. And then while testing the rocks, I found that they were superheated. And almost to the point they should have formed magma, but they didn't. It said, I talked to one and said, whenever we used our singing ability, we superheat the rocks to make them more malleable and able to move around a lot easier. But they don't break because of our ability is using magic. Magic is to make them immune to the heat, but it can still burn someone. I've seen someone touch it and get burned pretty badly, and he wasn't kidding. I saw the burn mark. You might be asking how. Answer, I have an ability that allows me to see memories. So I saw the burn mark. It was a 3rd-degree burn on a human. Once they wrap around an opponent like a human, they instantly cool it down. But their other rocks are still attached to it, so they can pull it around a lot more. It's like snakes slithering around someone that's being mind controlled. It's like Medusa. But they're stone, they don't turn you to stone. Let's get to the next one. All I wanted to say is that I hope y'all enjoy this video. This video is a little easy to make, but it's also a little hard on my throat because of the character's voice. But it's quite easy to deal with. So, yeah, no need to feel sorry for me. It's just that I do enjoy this character. Let's get back into this video. Let's go. And I forgot to mention the weight for the last one. The weight was around, I believe, a ton. So, relatively light. This next one is actually really light by Golem standards. Quarter of a ton. 500 pounds. So, yeah, not saying a lot because this guy stands up around 5'7", well, technically like 5'8". These golems are known as the winged crystal golem or winged golem. They don't have any crystals on their main body. Without their wings, they look like your average golem. But their main difference is they technically do have crystals on their back. These golems are able to fly using magic, yes, but their main ability is on how long they can airborne. Depends on how many crystals they have in their wings. In total, they have, well, counting the one on their backs, they have 3 going across, 5 in the first row, and then 4 in the bottom row. So that's a total of that's 8. So 8. Give me 1 second. 13 crystals on one side. That's 26 crystals. With all 26, they can stay airborne as long as they want. But, with each crystal being gone, they are reduced by 1 hour. And once one crystal leaves, it immediately goes down to at least 5 hours. Well, technically, closer to around, few hours, like around, I believe, 25 hours. Yeah, 1 hour per crystal. And if you shatter the crystals, they can't fly at all. They are able to leap pretty good distances, because it's similar to flying, but the thing is, they will actually regrow the crystals from their back using the other crystals. It's quite weird, but hey, I've only seen a few of these because they're quite rare on the count that they are mostly in the air flying, and they are able to shoot out some of their crystals as projectiles, and they aren't actually able to concentrate a beam to shoot at their opponents as well. But in some cases, for the human hybrid versions I've seen, one guy was actually able to form a sword using it, like a lightsaber, but using magic. It was quite impressive from what I could see, and when I saw him chop through it, I went to a golem, and this one said, "I will give you one of my crystals in exchange for doing a task." I did the task, simply helping them get rid of one monster that was in their area, and he gave me a crystal as a thank you. He then instantly regrew the crystal because of how old he was. Let's go to the last one. Now, unlike all the last ones that were there in Japan protecting the people, this last one is actually a golem that's known to terrorize them. They are actually really common. These golems can emit a obnoxious gas from their body, mostly their back or hands area. They are pretty common, but are actually relatively easy to destroy, but they are able to surround themselves in that same smoke, well, smoke-like gas, and if a human breathes it in, they will die within a few minutes. Wearing a gas mask, though, will prevent that from happening. So So, yeah. This golem, I forgot to mention the name, is actually known as the mustard gas golem. This is the most common name. But the creature name for it is mustard gas crystal golem. It looks like your average crystal golem, but trust me, this thing is pretty nasty. But it has a weird effect on other creatures as well. Similar to the power stopping golem, it can actually shut down their powers, but for some reason it won't work on these golems in Japan, possibly because they have adapted to deal with this golem. It's still hard to figure out. I'm still trying to figure out why that is, but I've actually asked around recently, and it turns out I was right. I asked the golems how come they are immune to the mustard gas golems gas not shutting down their powers. Said we've been around here for who knows how long, and yeah, that's one of our oldest opponents. So yeah, we're basically immune to that. And I've actually found on some cases people are actually immune to it too. So yeah. Although those are very rare cases, but when they do have a child, their immunity actually is boosted, and it has a near 100% chance to pass down because it's the dominant gene. So, yeah. And these golems do have a weird gas mask-like pattern on their face. I think because, I've actually talked to a nice one, which is quite rare. He said we have this because our powers work on us too. We will die if we don't have it. So, yeah, turns out these golems are not immune to their own powers. So, yeah, and every power has its own drawbacks, unlike mine. I don't really have any drawbacks, because I can't use magic in general. But since I have such a long lifespan, it doesn't really bug me. That's all I got for these golems today. Well, that's all the time I got for today's video. Until next time, subscribe to join Spike Army or Demos Alliance. Goodbye and peace out, everyone.